rock the dragon, dragon ball, sing the dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, come get me. Dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, dragon ball, sing the dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, come get me.
So, oh my god, these Dragon Quest games are so fucking awesome! And if these are this fucking awesome, then there's no doubt in my mind that the very first one is fucking awesome too! I'm gonna go fucking play it! Yeah! No. That's not true. That's impossible! No! No!
Alone. Yeah, with nobody else.
I'm drunk, I'm angry, and I hate it when good things go bad. Today, I'm talking about Dragon Warrior.
Since the dawn of man, the role-playing game, or RPG, was first limited to nerds who played Dungeons & Dragons, or people who played the Ultimate games. But then Enix produced Dragon Quest, which took the RPG and simplified it so that it could be played by anyone with the game. And, of course, the system. In fact, for a long time, this game became a template for many other console RPGs, including one of its greatest rivals, Final Fantasy. And I believe that despite their merger in 2001, Square and Enix still operate independently of one another. With that, the argument of Final Fantasy versus Dragon Quest still exists. And despite the worldwide popularity of Final Fantasy, especially here in America, Dragon Quest is considered the national game of Japan.
But we're not here for a history lesson, we're here to talk about the game that started it all. And what a horrible beginning that was.
Before I get started, I need to mention the two differences that make the Japanese version inferior. First, the Japanese version employed a long password system for continuing, and anyone who has ever had to enter one in Kid Icarus or Metroid or Castlevania 2 knows how infuriating that is. This was replaced here in America with the save system. Also, the sprites in the Japanese version had a static direction to them, and they looked like little figurines you'd move on a game board. So when you'd need to use a command, you'd also need to select a direction. This was fixed in America when all of the characters were re-sprited, and Enix didn't even need to use mirror spriting. Mirror spriting is a technique used in game development where, in order to make the right direction sprite, you simply mirror the left direction sprite. Even though a lot of games use this technique, it's still very lazy and I hate it anytime I see it because it looks so unnatural.
Despite these improvements of the Japanese version, this game still sucks. It actually hurt me to say that!
The first problem is the commands of this game. Let me show you the minimum amount of work you must do to get out of the first room of the game. Did you see how many times I had accessed that menu? And this is coming from someone who has played this game before. Now, I can tell that this room was purposely designed this way to get the player familiar with this system, but the problem here is the system itself. Do I really need a command to take the item out of a chest, a command to open a door, and a command to use the stairs? First, the door command is a shortcut to just using a magic key. The only difference is that it has to check to see if you actually have a frickin' key. Also, if I walk over a treasure chest or a staircase, I think it's implied that I want to use it. So are these commands really necessary? The second problem is that this is one of those adventure games where you have to talk to everyone and take notes on everything just to figure out where to go next. Today, we have the internet to help us out. But back then, if you didn't have the full in-depth coverage of Nintendo Power Magazine, you had to figure it all out on your own.
Don't you understand? It isn't real! I don't care if it's supposed to be real. It's annoying as hell, especially when you stop playing for a month, only to come back and have no idea where the fuck you left off.
The next problem is saving the game. While the preceding Dragon Quest games allow you to save your game at the local church of any of the various towns, this game only has one place to save. At the very place you start the game by talking to the king.
It's not like this castle is a hub that all roads lead through. It's just one little place in the very middle of the map.
This means that if you're on the other side of the world and you just want to save your current progress and then continue, you have to walk from wherever you are, fighting various monsters along the way, to get to the castle, save, and then walk back, fighting various monsters along the way to get back to where you were. So unless you plan on beating this game in one sitting, you'll be seeing Henry VIII here quite a bit.
Oh, and think about this. Like in every single RPG, this game will respawn you at the last place that you saved whenever you die or you continue your file. And where is that? Right at the king's feet! I think I need a drink before I head on out again.
The last problem with this game is its biggest drawback, the overall grind. As per a typical RPG, monster encounters occur at random, and you must defeat these monsters so you can raid their dead carcasses for gold, so you can buy items, weapons, and armor, and gain experience points, so you can level up and get stronger. The stronger the enemy, the greater the reward. But in Dragon Warrior, it's not a steady increase, it's a big leap. Boy, is it a big leap! You may be doing well against the current set of enemies, but the moment you cross over into new territory, you'll get slaughtered. So in order to deal with this new threat, you have to stay in the current area where it's safe and grind for experience points and gold so you can level up and get stronger and buy the current strongest equipment.
And guess where you have to do this? Oh, well, everywhere!
Seriously, it's a constant chain of you grind, you buy stuff, you move on, you grind, you buy stuff, you move on. Grinding is a very bad element to see in any RPG. It's what typically destroys my RPG experience because it makes the game feel like work, and work is not fun. And this is one of those cheap-ass tactics that game developers use to make a game seem longer than it really is.
What? Huh? What? What? An element in a game wasn't made solely for me to have fun? Oh no!
I can't believe it. I really cannot believe this. The first Dragon Quest game sucked this badly. How did it survive beyond this?
Easy. After listening to the complaints about the first game, Enix made a sequel that fixed the problems with the first one, and even expanded the game itself.
Wait a minute. They made the game better by listening to the fans? I think Square could learn a thing or two from Enix, but I don't want to Chrono Cross anyone.
In fact, many of these problems were also corrected in the re-release on the Game Boy Color, Dragon Warrior 1+2. This version was based upon the changes done in the Japanese-only Dragon Quest 1+2 with the Super Famicom. The Game Boy version redid the game script, redid the graphics, streamlined the menu commands, thank God, retuned the monsters to yield more golden experience points, and make the game less of a grind, and they added in an interrupt save feature, which allows you to save anywhere. Mind you, it is only a temporary save, so you still have to visit the king every now and again to permanently save your game.
But it's still hard to believe that the first game in the awesome Dragon Quest series sucks this bad. I just wish I could forget this game ever existed.
I can help you with that.
You can? How?
Mind Crush!
Oh!
My work here is done. I'm Yami Yugi, reminding you to always form your own opinions and to drink responsibly.